Hi everybody. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Look, my hair is getting pretty long. But I wanted to show you this today because this popped up on my screen. So uh, we'll just talk about it as we look at it. So this character, whom tries to communicate with me. Let me pop this up. Like there's been other communications, but he he uh he made a video saying that Haya is not the name of God. Now it seems that every time I make a video, this guy tries to make a video to go against it, and we're not gonna watch the video. I have absolutely, there's no point. What he does is he uses now you can see boldly says I'm a deceiver. All right, and what he does is he uses this link. The link is right here. You just open a new tab. Higher, higher, right? All right, so I don't need that one. I only need one open. And we're just gonna stay real to the book with this one. All right, so it says Haya, spouse of Nidaba, or Nisaba. Now I told you, don't worry about it. Now it says goddess of grain and scribes. Okay, so now it's calling Haya a feminine name. He is also, here, look, goddess is a woman, right? Here, we'll just, goddess, a female deity. Now, watch this again. Let's move this one over. Ooh, wrong one. Haya, God. Goddess of grain and scribes. Now, the next thing it says is he. Now listen. If the person's name was Zachary or Zachariah, let's just use Zachariah. A-I-A-H, right? Whatever. If I start talking in the beginning and say, Zachariah is a goddess, a female deity. If I put a comma and in the same sentence, I start saying he. Well, I've already stated it's a goddess. Shouldn't at that point it say she? All right. Just like this information is going to be faulty, remember that we're talking about this YouTube artist, author, who I don't even want to talk to when he tries to communicate with me personally. This man said, I'm having some problems at home, pray for me. After he's been making these, lexwill's lying to you videos. Wait, nigga, if I'm a liar, why are you asking me to pray for you? And two, if you sitting there saying, oh, you ain't got the name of God, well, exactly what name do you want me to pray to you in? Pray for you in? Ooh, all the cussing I should and could do on this one. Again, goddess, female deity, he. Okay, whatever. He is known as what? A doorkeeper. Okay. Anybody ever heard of the term gates of heaven? Judgment Day, the gatekeeper. Come on, man. See, this is how ignorant this guy is. Why would he do this? And okay, let's go over here. Let's go to etymology. Now we're gonna look at etymology, and we're gonna look up the word. He's a scribe deity, right? What does it say? He is known as the goddess of grain and scribes. Now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think scribes? Scribe, a professional interpreter of Jewish law. Oh, wait a second. So the word scribe only affiliates with Judaism, nothing else. Ladies and gentlemen, in the first freaking sentence, it said it's the God of the Jews. And this dummy, I'm sorry, this person that's ignorant to the facts that even the page he's reading is telling him in code, it's the name of God. It's the name of the creator. Okay, just listen. It's the God of the scribes. So when we got scribes in Judal law, and it says, write this down. I went in the spirit and met the creator. When that person tells the other person to write it down, it always has to deal with the guy upstairs. Okay, you got that? Hey, the definition's right here, right? Professional interpreter, right? All right, teacher of Jewish law. Oh, wait. This isn't a teacher of Christian law, not a teacher of state law. Nope, just Judean law. I don't care if it say Jew or Jewish. They took the real Jews out the picture. They can write whatever the hell they want, but they still keeper of accounts, right? They still wrote the truth up here. So let's read this again. So Haya, goddess of grain and scribes, or god of grain and keeper of accounts, right? The keeper of accounts to see if you get past that door. Now, how many people think this guy has serious issues right now? He's watching every video, but he won't use the tools that's just simply provided. Now he can boldly go and put my name up here and say I'm deceiving you, right? Okay, now do I tell you that it's Hayh? He's another hard-headed motherfucker. He didn't even spell it right. But you can't help that. You can't plug a remote control into people's fucking ass and make them do stuff. But somebody makes this dumbass do this shit. All right, when you hear God of grain, what do you think? Does anybody think of Joseph? I mean, do I have to punch that into etymology? And associate it with scribal art. Well, wait, you said scribes up here and scribal arts down here? Okay, well, what is scribal? Okay, it's haplo. Haplo, don't have to do with blood. Haplography. I know haplo has to do with blood. Haplogroups, right? This is that moron that deals with haplogroups, right? Okay, let's get back. Haplo. Scribal error. Oh, okay. This is a writer's error. A keeper of the truth, an error in their pen. Watch this. And what does it mean? The error. Now, take out scribal. Just put the word the error of writing only once a letter that should have been written twice. I am that I am. You're correct, Michael. You're correct, you imbecile. This is not the name of the creator. You have to write it twice. Hey hey Listen again. I mean these guys, listen, when he says study to show yourselves worthy. Whoa. I mean, listen, they even have it under scribal error when the writer F's up and doesn't write it twice. Oh, I know it says letter. We know what it has to do with, right? It has to do with the name of the goddess, right? hmm Now, don't they call his actions Mother Nature? Look, dude, there's been people that have thumbed this video up. And how do you think the creator looks at this? Hmm? I want you to think about that because he's the gatekeeper. He's the one that's going to judge us on Judgment Day. He's the one that passed down these laws to us so that the scribes will write it down so that in later generations, after we've been enslaved for not worshiping him, we can find our way back to him. And what else is this ancient Mesopotamia? See, because this is what people have to realize. If God is mad that people didn't worship him, then that means at some point he tried to have everyone worship him. So that means he would have gave his name to everyone. And then slowly, as they rejected it, he would have his special people. It says in the battle of the 10 kings that they were fighting Canaanites that refused to sacrifice. It's a bold statement, and it's in there real quick. But you got to have your shit in order. This part right here, to hear it. Just like when I saw this cat was making this video, when I saw it was up, I didn't even worry about that. I just said, let's go to the page he used. Because this page is going to tell you all about Haya. It says, Haya's functions are twofold. He appears to have served as a doorkeeper, but is associated with scribal arts. Now, we just read that. They wrote his name once. Scribal arts has to do with writing it twice. It's a writer's error. And may have been associated with grain, right? This is the act of Joseph in Egypt. May have been associated with grain. In God list an e nuum preserved on manuscripts of the first millennium, he, okay, wait, I thought it's a goddess. He is mentioned together with Gula, Kisa, a deity associated with doorkeepers. Already in the Ur-3 period, Haya, is that Abraham of Ur? Did Abraham of Ur face Nimrod and say, Nimrod, stop worshiping all these gods? Didn't Nimrod worship God before he went wicked? Then when Nimrod tried to burn Abraham, didn't Nimrod start worshiping God again? If Nimrod is the great king of Babylon, ain't Nimrod gonna have power to build altars and have sacrifices and control people? That person that made a video against this name is a fucking idiot because they are unstudied, ignorant, constantly ignoring the words given to them, and they seek this what, glory? Somehow I'm some kind of person to be taken down, right? I'm deceiving you. You know what? This is a problem. He's a pig. He's a pig with teeth pushing out of his mouth. He is a boar. And he took the pearl I gave to you, the name of the Creator. And what is he doing? Hmm? He's devouring your jewels and pooping out garbage on screen. He got his information from this page. Same information, I'm just using the etymology to see what they're really saying. Clearly, they're talking about the God of the Bible. Saying he was in Mesopotamia. Saying he was in Ur. The same thing that's written in the Bible, it's just not written in such an easy, crafted way. Well, Abraham was in Ur. Abraham was worshiping God. Abraham built an altar to God. Why does this not click in this guy's head? Oh, because it's unread. Reading the Bible once would have given him this information. And this is why I ask all of you to read the Bible. This is why I say, if you are making videos to Israelites and you ain't read that Bible, you're lying to them. When you start adding white supremacy into this Bible, anybody can fucking translate it. See, the problem is those minds, those people's minds are twisted from white supremacy that they won't even acknowledge. They have the same problem the United States does. They will not acknowledge their crimes of genocide and war. Now, already in the Ur-3 period, Haya had received offerings together with offerings to the gate. So not only did they have an altar for this gate or the god of the gate, they also had an altar for the god itself. And remember, this man tried to use this page to say it's not the name of God. It's not the name, excuse me, not the name of the Creator. Oh, all right. This was presumed because the location of one of his shrines, so technically he was being worshipped all over Mesopotamia at some point in Ur-3. Now, if you think, what is Ur-1 and what is Ur-2, then maybe we can just kind of throw the football a little bit ways, and say, maybe that was the time of building up to Babylon, and maybe, excuse me, the Tower of Babel. And it's funny how the Tower of Babel and Babylon have the same root, just not the same suffix. Anyway, it's funny how it seems like before that, Nimrod was worshiping other things until those things was destroyed. And then he worshiped the god of the guy he tried to burn, and fire didn't hurt him at all. Now think about that, because this dumb person wants to tell you, oh, that's not the name, and lexwill's just this deceiver. But clearly he doesn't even understand the words that he's reading on the screen. And that's completely understandable, because like I've taught you, the real meaning of these words are hidden so that when you and someone else from different school zones, no matter how far it is apart, start communicating, the same things are not equated. The same meanings are not there. This is why it's so hard for you to find a buddy. This is why it's so hard for you to find a woman. This is why it's so hard for you to find a man. This is what makes it hard for people to communicate and unify. At least from old Babylonian period on. From the old Babylonian period on, he is known as the spouse of the grain goddess Nimbula. excuse me, Nidaba, Nisaba, who is the patron of the scribal arts. So, do I need to break that one down? I mean, here it clearly says he, and he's got a wife, Nidaba. That's what they say. Then it states, from the same period we have a Sumerian hymn composed in his honor. Okay, so now we have songs to Haya. Ain't that what we showed you the other day? Which celebrate him in these capacities. Now, again, we go back up and it says it's a goddess, right? Goddess of grain. Or does that say God or goddess right there? See, right in the title, it told you it's a male deity. When you say the highest, the name higher right there in what you're saying. High, high, hello, high, cannabasm. Look in your Bible. Actually, type into YouTube cannabasm. I'm tired of people being just completely freaking ignorant, 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 purposely choosing to not study just so they can continue to keep talking shit and running their mouths, right? Cannabasm. No results. Okay, cannabis in the Bible. Oops, it's messing with me now. So, watch any of these. Here, this one's 6 minutes long. If you want the truth, watch this. Right? Just 6 little minutes. Right? Here they try to Christianize everything, so I don't say watch that, you know. But they burned it in the temple. Not until the temple was full of smoke did the Most High come and join the people. Come on, man. Y'all got to read. If you would read, there wouldn't be any arguments. And see, that's funny that that's going to keep taking me back to what that man said. These people argue with you non-stop. Now you're asking them to come to a place and live with you, and you act like they're going to stop arguing with you. Boy, that man has fire. He has the wisdom of fire. I tell you. Look at how ignorant the purpose, the choosing to ignore the words that are on the screen. But to read them off to you like the white man as if you all understand what's being said. Now, it says, who is also the patroness. Again, it say he right there, but it calls him a woman to make him mad. These people don't care about confusing you no more. They know you're so fucking stupid you ain't gonna read. Every video I've ever made, I've said just read. And none of you do. Because if you did, you wouldn't need any of these videos. And as long as he keeps making me sit my ass right here, I know you're ignorant. As long as he keeps making me sit right here, I know you're getting dumber by the day. I'm not talking about to you in a way that I used to talk in the videos that have been removed. Damn straight. Well, then what's really changed? Oh, we changed Bibles. We changed to a Bible that actually shows us who the Canaanites are. And now you guys sat and listened to some idiot, some complete fool, who what? Who, let's take a look at this. When he says Canaanites, he puts up your black image. When he says Canaanites, he puts up your Negro face. When he puts up Ham, he puts up your Negro face. Well, what does the person of Shem look like to this guy? Okay, well, let's just scroll down, and since he does all these cranial videos, right? Let's see. There's Mongol. Oh, see, these are Canaanites too, right? These are Canaanites, and you're a Canaan, right? And you're a Canaan, and you're a Ham. So somehow you niggas bred this long, silky hair motherfucker, right? That's what he's showing you, right? What cranial characteristics of the Israelites? And it's got black men. How can the Israelites and the Canaanites look the same? They're not from the same forefather. Mike Tyson, the sub-Saharan Canaanite. Look at this mad scholar, right? Stone Israelites. So this straight-haired drawing is all of a sudden an Afro-Asian. Hmm. Okay, people. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm done. This guy's an embarrassment. Let's just get back to this page. And the cannabis is in the Bible. You should read about it. You should read about everything in the Bible. I encourage you to read the Bible, just like I did yesterday, day before, like I'm gonna do tomorrow. Because you're gonna have more complete idiots like this. Just complete fucking idiots. Who says pray for me if they think you're calling on the wrong God? Man, at least from the old Babylonian period, he was known as the spouse of grain goddess Nidaba. Okay, now we've heard this over and over. Who the patroness of the scribal arts period is a hymn. So they made songs in his honor, which celebrates him in these capacities. The hymn is preserved exclusively at leading Charpin to suggest that it was composed to celebrate a visit by King Rimsin, right? Sin, Chinese, of Larsa to his cella in Nina's main temple at Okay, let's just keep going. While there is plenty of evidence to connect Haya with the scribes, there's plenty of evidence to connect him to the Bible, right? That's what it just said. Scribes, interpreters of Jewish law. All right. The evidence connecting him with grain is mainly restricted to etymological considerations which are unreliable and suspect. There is also a divine name, Haya, whatever, Ama, in a bilingual Attic Hittite text from Anatolia. So the Hittites were worshiping Haya. I mean, this guy really doesn't even know. Like, this is your ammo. This ammo actually supports that his name is Haya, and he's worshipped through all nations. At some point, especially in the Tower of Babel, when all nations were one tongue. Don't that bother somebody? That this guy can sit there and make videos that are complete fucking lies? Excuse me, I said Babel. It's not at the Tower of Babel. It's in which is alleged near where the Tower of Babel stood. All right, so in Anatolia, right, the Hittites are worshiping a bilingual language where they find his name, which is used as an equivalent for the Hattic grain goddess Kite. Okay, so we're going with the goddess stuff again, but we already see it clearly up top. The title is a male, and first writing definition they say he's a goddess. Okay, so whatever. Again, this is still pushing the whole Mother Nature thing, right? The grain, right? In an invocation to the Hittite grain god. Okay, see, Halki, right? Now look, it's the equivalent to the grain goddess, but it's a grain god, Halki. Now, obviously, these people have a problem with the Aya sound, so they went Alki. Although it is unclear whether this appellation can be related to Haya. Okay, grain goddess, grain god. All right. Haya is also characterized beyond being the spouse of Nidaba. Beyond that, he's also characterized as an agrig, which is official of the god of Enel. Let's see if let's see if we get that. We already know what scribal is. Oh, whatever. I know I spelled that wrong. A. So they're not going to give us a definition of that. So they're claiming that an agrig is an official of Enel. Anyway, the god list AN equals Anu Sa Ameli. And these are the lines 97, 98 where they make that translation from, designates him as Nisaba of wealth, as opposed to his wife, who is Nabasa of wisdom. Now listen, the male is called Nabasa and the female is called Nabasa. Now here you say he is what? Beyond being the spouse of Nibasa. All right? So God of wealth, God of wisdom, God of grain, God of scribes. So that's 4 characteristics. Now we know wisdom is called in what? Gnostic garbage is called Sophia, right? So are people starting to get 2 and 2 right now? Now how many people say the Holy Spirit is wisdom, right? And wisdom is Sophia. That's what the Greeks say. Ladies and gentlemen, I already know clearly the people who are studied understand what I'm saying. So again, I need you to level up and start studying. You got to make time to be able to do this stuff. For me, it's 7:52 a.m. All right, like I was all cool down there, nuzzled up with the family, you know. But come on, people, you gotta study if you want to get this stuff. Attempts have also been made to connect the remote origins of Haya with those of the god Ea, right? Because when you read the Sumerian text, Ea says, I'm not going to work on the seventh day. Ea is the one that creates man. Ea is the one that has intercourse that makes the second bloodline of man. So when you start going into all these things, it's kind of weird. He is the one that has the dream where he sees the one being that is golden that comes to him in his dreams and tells him he's going to rule. So if this golden being comes to, shining golden being comes to Ea, saying, you're going to rule here, I'm giving you domain, then Ea is not the creator. So we need to understand that right away. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to go and listen or read the Sumerian text. I prefer you to read it. I know most of you are going to listen to it because it's going to go in one ear and out the other, and you're going to think, oh, I know. And, and it's just a shame. It's just a shame what's happened to our whole communities under white supremacy. They've made you completely reject any form of knowledge because you think it's all written by evil white men. It's a shame. It is so simple to read someone's writing and to take their creed out of it, take their belief out of it, and to separate the truth from one man's belief system. But you refuse to do that. You'd rather run the streets and play games. And I don't even know how the fuck you have time to watch this because new video games are coming out every day. Young women are turning 18 and there's more pussy for you to fucking chase. They're getting turned out and there's more porn for you to watch. How do you even have time to fucking watch this? You are spiritual people and you are throwing it all away. Throwing it all away. Oh, my kids got to do this. No, you elected for your kid to be in that. Now you're keeping up with the Joneses. And you're not supposed to be playing their games. They don't threaten to throw you in jail anymore for not sending your kids to get shitty educations and lies in their schools. You're choosing to do that. So, although there remain serious doubts concerning this hypothesis, right? Because in Ea's dream, he meets the creator on Haya at Ebla. See right here. How or whether both are related to a further Western deity called Haya is also unclear. Now, the West is where, right? They say Western countries, but the West is what? Western countries have to deal with European countries. So even the people that call themselves Europe, if whether they both are related to a further Western deity called Haya is unclear. Now think about that. What was they talking about before? See, no area is being brought up right here. Remote origins with Ea. Well, that's not a location. The only location that they give is above when they're talking about what? Babylon. So west of Babylon is what? The Mediterranean. All right. Divine genealogy and syncretisms. Haya is mainly known as the spouse of the goddess. Now, this is written correctly. Goddess Nidaba. In some cases, he is identified as the father of the goddess Ninil. Ninil. cult places. Okay, so how you worship the creator is how you worship the creator, and then some people formed into cults and sects. In the early periods, Haya was mainly worshipped in southern Mesopotamia, in the cities of Ma and and Ku-ara. His shrines in may have been located in the Escunal temple. So when the word Escunal is used up above, and I did not look up where it is because right here we can clearly see that it's a city where a temple sat in So that's over there in Iran, in Iraq, one of those places. So it states is located in the temple of Nana, the moon god. So listen to that. He has a shrine in the temple of the moon god. Now, see, you hear about these temples and you think, oh, the temple is to this and the temple is to that. And you think, oh, shit, that's pagan. Ugh. And then you have no idea what's on inside. Me neither, up until this point right now. Now they're saying they got a temple, a house to a god of the moon, but inside there's a shrine to the creator. Oh, I would have no idea. So look at that. So this is where they had the temple of Nana, the moon god. All right. There have been suggestions that Haya was also worshipped at Mari in southern Syria, in northern Syria. Now let's see. The Book of Kings talks about the northern kingdom and Syria, Damascus, Rezin, Pekah, right? And how the Assyrians, right? What did Ahaz do? He went and he took the inscription on the altar and then took it back to Jerusalem. However, in Mari, there are suggestions he had also been worshipped, right? Again, however, Durand has argued on the basis that the Mari pantheon text that the spouse of Nidaba was in fact Sumquaren at Mari, pronounced Sahan, and that the god referred to as Haya at Mari must be a different deity. All right, well, that's fine. That's fine indeed. Because what does the Bible talk about? The Bible talks about the Queen of Heaven falling, doesn't it? And she goes with whom? Asaso, right? Now, they just said in the pantheon, Nadaba is what? With Sahan. All right. Does Sahan have the same letters as Satan, right? It's just trickery because there is no Satan. It's Azazel. There are others, but this is his trickery. I can tell when he changes the writings. That's what he likes to do. He changes the writings. It's like you're in a chess game with him. So, pronounced Sahan, right? And the god referred to as Haya at Mari must be a different deity. So he's still referred at Mari. Like he still has something there that they reference him. See, and you got to think, man, this thing didn't even take the time to study any of this. And the funny thing is he's had it for a while. He tried to show me I was wrong. I looked at it for 2 minutes and I knew I was right. That's back then. Now you're gonna put my name in there and make me out to be a deceiver? And shut up. See that's just what a shame. According to the Neo-Assyrian, gut, gut, that's German, gut Adressbuch. Haya had a shrine in the temple of the god Assur. Wait a second. They say the god Assur is the highest god, but they put a shrine of Haya in his temple. Come on, people. Don't you see what's going on? Can't you see how each of these nations paganized the Creator's name and his shrine? They did the same thing that they did in Jerusalem. That's why Jerusalem fell. Right here, you can clearly see the new Assyrian used what? Gut Adressbuch. Now, is that German? Is that Dutch? We can see what's going on now, right? Come on, people. Now, I told you that when I showed you Paul James Griffith, he said the Assyrians went over and started mingling with the Germans, right? And there you got the new German Dutch language. During World War II, who goes crazy? The Nazis do, right? But the Nazis don't change in height, do they? Mm-mm. But the Dutch shoot up a whole foot. Something strange in the cornflakes. The first attestation, the first attestation of this divine name. Whoa, whoa, now it's a divine name. And we should have always respected it that way. Ezekiel 36 and 20. 16, the whole chapter. Everywhere you went, you blasphemed his name. I do this to you, Israel, not for you, but for my divine name. And the first attestations of this divine name in writing occurs at Farah, ancient Surapaq in Iraq. In a school tablet, they were teaching children from the start. This is the name of the Creator. From the 26th century BCE, bullshit numbers, the context is unclear. The god is frequently attested in the Ur-3 period, Abraham, when he had cults attested in Umara, Ur, and Kura. Now, that's the same thing we read above. In Old Babylon version, treated items made of wood. So they were making wooden images. They were going against his laws. An item bearing his name, Gishaya, is listed in association with wooden instruments connected with scribal activity. Could that be the time of David and the harp? Now, how many people understand if you call yourself a copper warrior, then you need to go practice warrior shit and stop uploading garbage? Just pure shit. Clearly from reading this David and the harp, right? Ain't this the book of Psalms? Without them directly saying the book of Psalms. How many people grew up as a kid playing the match game? Match this with that. What's missing from this picture? Here's the exact picture with something missing. Oh boy, this guy is just an idiot. For some reason, the word peacock is also written using his name, Haya, in Old Babylonian text. Now, we understand who the peacock people are, and we just don't understand who wrote this. Now, Old Babylonian is Amorite from King James talk. It's Emirite for real life talk. That's Arab Babylon, not Assyrian Babylon, which is the what? The Guten Dresselbusch, which is German Dutch. Okay? See, this is just clear when you start reading this shit. Just clear as day. Last one. The cult of Haya either falls out of use in Babylon, they start worshiping another god, after the old Babylonian period. Now, how does that sound familiar? In Babylon, you went enslaved, and he tried to make you remember his name. And then the Assyrian German came in, right? The Neo is the German, the new Assyrian. Neo means new. Assyrian is the people of Ashur, 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 or Assur, not the biblical tribe Asher. Uh-uh. No. You gotta know Genesis 10 to understand this. The cult of Haya falls out is now a cult. Cult is hidden, right? So in old Babylon, under the Arab rule, there were sects that broke into cults, and they were worshiping the Creator. I mean, think about it. That's what's written. Uh, After the old Babylonian period, the cult of Haya either falls out of use in Babylon after the old, if not before, or it is not attested. It was revitalized during the Neo-Assyrian period when King Sennacherib, right? Now listen, this is, oh my goodness, this is Daniel talk. This is Book of Daniel talk, people. You understand what's going on? See, it falls out. Okay, I'm gonna explain this to you. This is what happened. The Emirites enslaved the Hebrews in Babylon. The Hebrews break into little cults or sects. Sect is a smaller word of sections, right? SECT, right? So they break into different groups and they're worshiping the Creator. Now the Neo-Assyrians come in and they put a stop to all this, overthrow the Emirites. But as they grow with you, right? Just like the Christians are growing with you, and the more they get into conversations, they accept you less as a slave and more as a human, right? They have spiritual talks with you, and at some point, it's back to creator worship. Obviously, this causes a problem for the government. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot have a slave that identifies himself as the descendant of Adam, children of God, who would stay enslaved if they understand who they are and start worshiping their creator again, which comes to the fall of Babylon, which you can see clearly coming alive today in this daughter of Babylon or mystery Babylon, however you want to call it. You can see every damn nation within a 2 mile radius of your home if you live in a city. I live in a fairly regular sized city. I've got everything here. If I was chasing women, there's all kinds. There's everything. Everything ever created is on the menu here. I got black Egyptians, brown Egyptians, straight hair Egyptians. I got everything here. It's crazy how much of what's here. Crazy. It was revitalized in the Neo-Assyrian period, planned to build a temple according to a draft of the foundation document from his reign. Come on, people. This is the book of Daniel. All you got to do is study. He is still characterized as a scribal god, the god of the scribes. Scribes that made an error when they left out what? They didn't repeat a letter, which really means that we already know they didn't repeat a word. Haya, haya. Presumably, in this role, he presides over a procession of the gods. Let's just stop there. The highest God, right? Now, because just think about that. Presumably, in this role, he presides over a procession of the gods, right? The gods of Sabbatu at a festival in Assur. What? Yeah. He also participates in the New Year's festival at Assur. Okay, listen. Normalized forms. Okay, right there. Come on, like, ladies and gentlemen, there's no Yahweh songs. Even the rock band goes higher, 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 higher. You go back to him, they'll go back to her. And what does he say that in that song? They call it chasing cars. If I stand in front of a speeding car, will you tell me who you are? Well, that's tempting. And you can't tempt the Creator, for the writings tell us that. It is in the book that we first learn of how our ancestors defeated Mumra. See you soon, Utah.